Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're going to find out what the fuck went down at the Apple event. But first, we're going to kick off with a track by Trimmer Bear featuring Pete Johns. It's all just an illusion, let me tell you that. Let's go.
Let's drink a toast to all the confusion. Make sense of it all and quickly forget. It's time to think of all the people who need help. You call it truth, I call it opinion. Don't worry about wrong, forget about right. And all this time there's people who just need our hands. Don't worry at all, it's just an illusion. Don't trouble yourself, it's just an illusion. Stay close to home and board up your windows and your doors. Just say to yourself, it's just an illusion. It's easy to look without really seeing. And all the things you don't want to see. Open up your mind and then your heart will follow suit. You call it hate, I call it addiction. You bury the truth while I shine the light. And all this time we could be doing better things. But don't worry at all, it's just an illusion. Don't trouble yourself, it's just an illusion. Stay close to home and board up your windows and your doors. And just say to yourself, it's just an illusion.
Just an illusion. Pete Johns and Tremor Bear. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. That's been going on over at the Studio Live Today channel for the last week or two, and it looks like it's nearly finished, and I don't know if they're going to release it. I don't know what's going on. I just thought I would play it to kick off because, yeah, stuff and things. Hope you're all doing good. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS, and we look at apps, we look at stuff, we look at things, we look at stuff and things sometimes, and mental health and well-being interviews as well, and lots of cool stuff, even a live performance on the weekend. So welcome to the show. It's a big day for Apple, I guess, if you're made of money. Who's made of money here? I'm not, so I'm not going to be able to buy much stuff. Well, I'm not going to be able to buy the thing that I would like to buy, but do I need to buy it? Absolutely not. We will get into that. Let's talk about some things coming up on the show before we jump in and talk about the Apple event. How do I do this? Let's go over here. Oh, look, I've already got some photos up. There we go. I took a lot of photos from today. This week we have coming up an interview with the amazing Ingo from Black Covers. So please go ahead and click the reminder to make sure you don't forget it is a sponsored by DistroKid interview so I can play his stuff without getting claims. Well, I'll get claims, but I'll get covered for it. Thank you to DistroKid. That's going to be an awesome interview because Ingo releases a lot of fantastic stuff, and it's going to be awesome to get to know the person behind the music. Indeedy do. Tomorrow on the show, really excited about this. I've been playing with this app for the last week, and it's a killer app. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow. We are taking a look at, here it is here. It is Space Fields. Man, this thing is sick. This is my app of the year so far. It is absolutely incredible. Before the end of the show today, I will chuck it on for a second just to show you what you're going to see tomorrow, because, man, you don't want to miss this app. It is fucking nuts. It's better than the whole Apple event that went down today. Yeah, I reckon so. Alrighty, do we have any price drops or anything like that? I don't think I've got my shit organised here, even though I had plenty of time. Let's have a look at price drops before we jump in. Then we'll say hello to you guys. The Boss LED diode distortion is down from $4.99 to $1.99. New Rack has had a price drop from $12.99 to $9.99. And everything else, Bleece has got these bunch of apps here. As you can see, all these Bleece apps are on sale for a few dollars, about half price they are. So all these Bleece apps are half price at the moment. So get in while the going's good, because you probably certainly can't afford anything new from Apple today. Well, I know I can't. But that doesn't mean that everything they released was crap today. There was some garbage and there was some good stuff. And that's cool too, because that's what we've come to expect from these Apple events. You know what I will do while we're here is I'll open up apple.com, because we're going to need that. Oh, man, what's going on? I didn't ask to open Twitter. What the hell? What the hell? Apple.com. We're going to need that. We want the .com, not the .com.au. This is selected for Australia. Choose another country or region. That'll do. We'll get there. Okie doke. Let's say hello to folks in the chat, and then we'll get on with it. Because I know Pete's up, he'll do a more serious look at this, where I'm not going to be serious today. I'm going to tell it how it fucking is, man. Right? This is the reason Apple are never going to send me anything, because I'm going to cut through the shit and tell you what's up. Thomas Christ, hello. Jim Shannon on sounds, hello. Mars Capone, hello. Cy F, and good to see you. Joe Glenn, hello. Alex Backus, who else is here today? Russ8889 and Brad Example. Hello. Who else do I see here that I may have missed? Hello, Ivan Idea. Ivan joined me today. We watched this event today together, live on Clubhouse. We hung out and watched it, and we were all excited and not so excited over certain things, which is what happens. Ed Zielinski, hello to you. Am I missing anybody? I don't think I'm missing anybody else. Anyway, shall we jump in? Let's have a look at what went down. So I've taken screenshots. This is what I did. So I was painstakingly taking screenshots of the event as it went down. So we opened up with the Apple TV Plus. Wow, a few shows, big deal. Nothing really to get excited about. Something which I think is troubling. I don't know, it's interesting nonetheless. They announced that they have acquired 2 baseball games a week, which is going to throw a massive spanner in the works for cable networks. And I guess that's what they wanted to do. But is it a good thing? I don't know. If you're a basketball fan and you were getting that stuff on something you already pay for, and now Apple's stolen that for their own network, means you have to buy Apple Plus. I don't know. I'm not in America. I don't watch baseball. Seems pretty boring to me. Guess what? The iPhone, the current iteration of the iPhone, has 2 new colors. 2 new colors. Wow. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? 2 new colors. That's where we're at these days, folks. That's where we are at. We're in a situation where technology is so advanced that the latest and greatest thing is colors. So, hey, most people put their phones in cases anyway because they're afraid to drop them because they're worth thousands of dollars and they're made of glass. So if you drop them, they're going to smash anyway. So guess what? Your new green iPhones can still smash. Yeah, and they are quite big. That's another thing that they announced. Tim Cook has announced the gigantic iPhone, which is twice the size of a human being. Amazing stuff. So basically, you can't hold them in your hand anymore, but you can stand back and touch from a distance. Amazing stuff. Quality stuff. And guess what? Tim's legs are still bow-legged. Power bottom, 100%, all the way. And you know what? These new colours are coming March 18. Are you excited, folks? Are you excited? Are you holding on to your balls right now? Are you pulling pubic hairs out of your crotch? So excited. New colours, what can you say? But what's next? We had an iPad. And I'm really glad they didn't announce an iPad Pro because I'm planning on getting one at the end of this year. And I was hoping that they weren't going to announce it now because by the time I can afford it at the end of the year, it would be 6 months old. You know, that's a bit boring. But I'm skipping ahead. Sorry. We have the iPhone SE 3. And man, I love this. This is a good thing. I really like this. I have an SE. I wouldn't trade it in for the world. You can take your iPhone 13s and you can stick it up your bum because I love the tiny phone. You know why? Because a phone to me, look, I'll be honest. Back in the old days, a phone to me, before I got an iPad Pro, I did a lot of stuff on my iPhone. So it was imperative for me to have the latest iPhone to be able to do all the latest things because I was trying to make music on it, do video production, all that kind of stuff. But these days I have an iPad Pro and I do everything on that. So I just want a phone now. So the SEs are absolutely perfect for just being a phone. And, you know, they're super cheap. They have a home button, which rocks. And I love my home button. I love Touch ID. I hate facial ID. I find it incredibly boring. I wear glasses. I have to wear a mask when I go outside. It doesn't suit my lifestyle. Touch ID is a great thing. I hated when they lost it. So adding a new SE is great. Is it, if you had an SE2, would I think it would be worthwhile to upgrade to an SE3? Nah, no way. This has still got the guts from an iPhone 12 in it. It's still super powerful. It has an A15. It looks like exactly like the SE2. It's got some extra cores. It's got some extra camera stuff. But a small phone, these are why they're great, I think. Having that touch button, having the form factor. I don't like big phones. But if you like big phones, have at it, man. Have at it. Do what you do. Do what makes you happy. So these things start from $429, super cheap, low entry, and they've got the guts and the power of pretty much an iPhone 13 anyway. So, you know, good value. It's really good that they have a product like this that gives you good value and a really high quality phone that fits in your hand. Yeah, I think these are ace. iPad was next on the menu, and, you know, the rumours, I didn't pay any attention to rumours this year because I couldn't give a shit, really. Because why get all tied up in knots about what's coming out until it comes out? I've learnt my lesson finally. You know, I've sat there for years and years each year, speculating, going, oh, what's going to come out, and getting let down every year. So this year I didn't pay attention at all. So we got a new iPad Air, number 5. Looks like an iPad Pro, same kind of body shape, exciting stuff. And here we got the first of our AI-generated presenters today. So trust me, folks, these people aren't real. I've studied it. All jokes aside, I will say I thought it was a lovely touch that they used a lot of women in today's presentation because in the US and UK it is International Women's Day. So, Apple always pandering, and that's a good thing. We love a bit of pandering. Apple do it best. And we had Angelina Kaiser. She's not actually a real person, unfortunately. She's an AI-generated human being. Made using Google AI, just like all their presenters. And they come in all sorts of colors, shapes, and sizes just to be totally woke. You know? I love it. The only thing that was missing was a drag queen. They needed a drag queen to present. You know, so I'm going to cancel Apple today for having no drag queens, no drag queen representation. But here is the iPad Air 5 comes with an M1 chip, so that's really cool. It's pretty much as powerful as an iPad Pro. What are you going to say? Yeah? Great stuff. 2 times. This is interesting. They actually mentioned Windows. Normally they'll say like, the nearest, product. But they did say 2 times faster than the best-selling Windows laptop. 2 times. There you go. Comes with 5G for those of you who can get 5G. Here's a whole bunch of things around it. So pretty much this is an iPad Pro at the end of the day, at an affordable price. Really lovely, good stuff. And again, it's I think what they're setting up with this too, they've made this very similar to an iPad Pro, to the latest, it's got the M1 chip in it. So it's almost up to the latest iPad Pro, which means clearly the next iPad Pro is going to have this new chip that they announced later on, which we'll talk about as well. So stock standard stuff. This is a small iPad Pro. Here's an interesting tidbit. So I didn't actually get the price of that. We'll look at that stuff soon. I know Pete's going to cover all that shit. I'm just talking crap today. So this was very quick, and this is the only screenshot I got of it. iMovie's been updated for iPad. It's not out yet. It's coming out next week. Look at these fancy little things. You got these new storyboards. About me, celebration, cooking. Well, fuck me. That's what I've been waiting for. Cooking, man. Look at that. It's got little raviolis and stuff. Cooking. We got gaming templates. Looks like DIY, a day in the life. How it works. Oh, wow. For my makeover tutorials. Yep, awesome stuff. We've got Q&A things here. So it looks like absolutely
stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Totally stunning. We are getting an update for iMovie. Unfortunately, folks, nothing to do with GarageBand. Nothing was mentioned for GarageBand. What do you expect? Hey, look at all this fancy stuff here. Doesn't really matter because oil companies are still spewing shit into the atmosphere and nobody gives a fuck about global warming except Apple. So what's the point? Moving on. There's the iPad Air from $599. There you go. So $100 more than an iPad S, than an iPhone SE3. Pretty good value, man. Absolutely good value. Kev Hart says, do you realise M will be all over this for cooking? well, fuck me. I was wrong. When is it available? The iPad's available March 18. So it's not far away. It's like a week away. Is that about right? Oh, who knows? I don't even know what day it is. I've been up all night. Next, we got the Mac. And look at this. This is amazing. This Mac is so big, the writing is 3 times the size of Tim Cook. Tim Cook was zapped with the Infanto ray in this shot, and he's now a miniature human being, and so it's amazing. You can actually now fit Tim Cook in your pocket. Look at him. Look how small he is. Look at little Tim Cook there. He's tiny little miniature Tim Cook. Imagine buying Tim Cook figurines. That would be cool. Imagine getting figurines from all these presenters. And no. So John Turnus was up next, the standard typical white guy. There he is. Tiny, infinitesimal sized man from Apple in front of a giant screen. Unbelievable. I don't know what technology they have there at Apple, but they're able to shrink human beings down. Hopefully they'll include that in the next iPad. Because there's a few people I'd like to shrink down to that size and stand on, trust me. So next we had Apple Silicon, yeah? And boy, did I get excited because Apple Silicon is the only thing really at the moment which is getting significant updates. The phones and the iPads, they've been done, man. There's not really much room to go anywhere else. Where can we go? Like everything's been pushed so far to the limit. Each release is really just a new camera and, some extra RAM, but the chips are where we're at. So We got a quick demonstration of the M1, the M1 Pro, and the M1 Max, and I was like thinking, what are they going to do? Are they gonna take the plunge and finally go M2? You know what? We didn't get it. We got the M1 Ultra, which makes the branding so unconfusing. Absolutely unconfusing. You know, can you imagine your local muggle who knows fuck all about technology going into an Apple store to buy a new computer, and it's like, so we've got the M1, M1 Pro, M1 Max, and the M1 Ultra. And they're like, hey, I just want to send email. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are going to be utterly confused by all this stuff. Anyway, then we moved into the land of technology, where this amazing space station that lives on Mars, where Johnny Schroeder, another AI-generated human being, told us from his laboratory here all about the chip technology. So let's talk about this new chip. 2.5 terabytes of bandwidth. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick. We're getting some really fast speeds, and here is the chip. Yes, I'm going to say it. It's just two M1s glued together. That's what it is. They are two M1s glued together with a fusion chip in between. There's a fusion chip in there, just gluing them together, keeping them together. So essentially, it's an M2. Two M1s glued together. And look at it. That proves it. Look at this. It is the M1 Max right there. Look at it. They're exactly the same, glued together, back to back. And they just didn't have the balls to call it the M2. I love it. It's so great. But look, let's not discredit Apple. Let's stop taking the piss for just a second. These chips are fucking crazy. They're off the wall. They're almost too much power for a computer. And guess what? They're almost too much money for people to afford as well. Unified RAM. 128 gigabytes of fucking RAM. 128 gigabytes of RAM. Let that sink in, my friends. Double the average 64 gig that you will find on a very high-end Windows computer. And that is built in. But it is, remember, unified memory. So it's unified. It's not like solid RAM. But the way their chips work is very clever. So let's not take away from that. 20-core CPU. This is like nothing ever made before. 16 high-performance cores, 4 high-efficiency cores. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It is just nuts to see that we're here. 64-core GPU. I mean, they're absolutely, without a doubt, Apple are the world leaders of chips at the moment. They have revolutionized the entire computer industry with chips. So, you know, they're way ahead of the game. Here's some performance stuff. Here's some graphs. Blah, 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 90%, blah, blah, 100%. There we go. There's all the graphs. They're all boring. Whatever. Let's have a look at this. So this is a 5mm process. I see Jim Shannon writes in the chat, 7mm coming. 5mm. There you go. Crazy shit. 114 billion transistors. This thing is crazy ass fast. I mean, who's going to need this? Who's going to need it? I want it. I'll have it if Apple want to give me one. I can't afford it. Absolutely sick. Did I say millimeters? Nanometers. Sorry. Millimeters. Nanometers. Who gives a fuck? It's all small. It's tiny. And look, then we went to a section of computer-generated women who don't really exist in this universe. They're all a figment of your imagination. But again, being serious, it was really good to see they cut to this video of a whole lot of developers who are female developers. It's really good to see so many women getting into the space, creating, developing for companies. So we got Victoria Nice, who doesn't exist, from Adobe. Larissa Supnick. She doesn't exist. She's not real. Alrighty. So there you go. That's the chip. But the question was, where were they going to put the chips? Are they going to put them across the board? Are they going to put them in Mac Minis? And this is where shit got interesting. This is where we got this thing. Mac Studio. This is Apple's brand new computer. They have released something utterly new. All right, where do I start? This thing is fucking off the chain. There's no doubt about it. It's ballistic. There's some things that they talk about with it, that they act as if this is a feature, but it's not a fucking feature. I'm going to be utterly honest. This is not a feature, and we'll get to that. Here it is. So both these products are brand new. This is the Studio. It looks like a Mac Mini, but it's big. It's got a whole lot of fans in it. And also what they announced was this amazing monitor to go with it. So this is the Mac Studio. Colleen's here. She's tiny as well. Everybody at Apple has been shrunken down to nothing. By the next time they do a presentation, all of Apple will be the same size as the chipsets. They'll be like 4 nanometers small, and they'll be able to have a party on their own chipsets. It's so small. So this is built for designers, for creators, and this thing's absolutely impressive. I don't know. It's not a MacBook Pro rebrand. All right, so let's address that. Thomas Cross has put in here. It's a iMac Pro rebrand. I think they're going to keep it on board because it's all in one. And they're going to keep this separate because they want to sell monitors. They want to sell the little things to attach the monitors to, and they want to sell these as separate. These things, this new computer blows the Mac Pro out of the water. It actually blows everything out of the water. This thing's very impressive. So there's the size of it. It's like double the thickness kind of thing of a Mac Mini. Let's have a look at what's inside. So you can see very clearly there's a lot of fans going on. But there's not too many women on the stage, you misogynistic prick. It's International Women's Day. Relax. Can you let women like take the spotlight for once? Is that okay? Or is it going to hurt your balls or something? Relax, dude. All right. Where are the good old days? Let's put you in a timeout. I'm not dealing with that. You can go in a timeout. There you go. Enjoy that. Okay. So let's have a look at this thing. I'm not going to have someone talking shit about women on fucking International Women's Day. That's bullshit, man. All right. Unbelievable. So let's have a look at this thing. It's got a fan in it. A big fan. It's massive. Look at this fan. It's gigantic. Look at it. You could take off an air carrier with that shit. It is gigantic. Absolutely massive. It takes up more than half of the device, yeah? Absolutely gigantic. Here's what I want to talk about. Apple made a massive deal about, look at all the ports, everybody. Look at all the things you can attach to it. Like it's a feature, yeah? Like it's a feature. Okay, so over the last 10 years, Apple have done everything in their power to remove ports, to take ports away from us, right? And every time people have gone, why are you taking these things away? They're useful. And now they've got to a point where they're saying, oh, we're going to give you back these ports and we're going to call it a feature. It's not a feature. These are things that should be stock standard. This is not something to get excited about and go, that's a feature. Now, features are features if they have benefits. So clearly, in the scheme of things, this is a feature because it has benefits. But they took it away, and now they're giving it back to us like they're doing us a favor. All right? Clearly, people are so pissed off with buying dongles, they've had to do this. This pisses me off. Yeah? It pisses me off because really, we should just have this stuff. Okay, so what is in this? What is in it? So you'll see there's quite a lot of stuff there. We have, that one's a bit frozen. These are 4 Thunderbolt USB-C ports. That's fantastic. Great. We have our Ethernet. So there's 4 Thunderbolts in the back. We've got a 10 gigabyte Ethernet. Clearly, we've got a power supply sitting there as well. There are 2 USB-As. I'm guessing they're 3.1s. I'm guessing that. They don't look blue inside. So who knows? Hopefully they'll clarify that. There's a HDMI and a headphone jack. It's a fucking headphone port. You gotta laugh, really. I mean, really. They gave us a headphone jack. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so kind. So you still have the option to add hubs to this. You have a lot of options to continue to add things to it, but there's a lot more things to attach to it. So you're gonna save a bit of money with this. Yeah, good stuff. Let me get this right. It's a pro headphone jack. It's a pro audio jack for all the pro headphone users out there compared to those amateur headphone users out there. What the hell? Of course Apple have to call it pro because it's just a fucking headphone jack. So they've brought back the headphone jack, but our headphone jack is pro. It's special. All right. It's better than everybody else's headphone jacks. Unbelievable. So on the front, you have 2 USB-C ports, which also are Thunderbolt as well. So they are Thunderbolt USB-C. So that's all up 6 Thunderbolt USB-C ports. That's fantastic. So you can imagine, you could probably have fucking four monitors connected to this thing. Why you would need that? It's probably a bit of a wank. There's also, can you believe this? An SD slot? An SD card? What the fuck? Look, she's clearly computer generated. Look at that. She's not real. All right, she's not real. Trust me. But they just had to generate. So look at this. 5. You can have 5 monitors connected to this. What the absolute fuck? Who would need 5 monitors? But hey, you can do it, so I guess let's have at it. Have at it. Here it is next to the iMac. There it is next to the Mac Pro. All right, this stuff's really important, so we will have a look at this. They say that the Mac Studio is 2.5 times faster than the iMac 27-inch. So they're saying it's better than that. They're saying the Mac Studio with M1 Max, this doesn't even have the new chip on it. They're saying it's better than the Mac Pro. Yeah, it's better than the Mac Pro, the 16-core base model Mac Pro. Very impressive. The GPU performance is 3.4 times faster than the iMac 27-inch and 3.4 times faster than the Mac Pro. This tiny little box is better performance than the cheese grater. It's astounding. And think about it. I think the base model for the cheese grater is like 10 grand. So, and the base model for these is way, way under that. Rowie. CPU performance 3.8 times than a Mac. 90% faster. This is with the Ultra. Remember, this is with the Ultra. So 90% faster than the Mac Pro. Really incredible stuff. What do we got here? So this is with the Ultra chip now. We're looking at 60% faster than a Mac Pro. 4.5 times faster. These are all gobbledygook numbers. Let's just say it's faster. It's faster. That's I don't now. What they don't tell you here is this the base model? Who knows? So okay. Maximum video memory is 48 gigabytes of video memory. That is fucking crazy. That's really utterly just astonishing. Unified memory 128 gigabytes. We already had a look at that, which is on the chip. 7.4 gigabytes for the SD card, so that's really cool. Yeah, Thomas Christ says, I'll take out a new mortgage to buy this. Absolutely. The maximum capacity is 8 terabytes. Now, we'll look at the price of these because they're not cheap. They're not cheap. I think the fully maxed out one here in Australia is about nearly $9,000. So, yeah. 18 streams of 8K ProRes. Fuck off. Who's going to be doing that? So, yeah, look, that Mars Capone says here, if only it could really run iOS apps on Mac Studio, need all those ports. Yeah, look, that would be fantastic, but it still isn't something they're able to do. And I think it's going to be hard for them to do because iOS apps are made for touchscreens. Not until they actually release a touchscreen Mac is this going to happen. Let's be realistic. You want iOS apps on your Mac, they're going to have to release touchscreen Macs. And it doesn't seem like that's anywhere on the roadmap for a long time to come. So here it says 80% faster than the Mac Pro. This is with the Ultra chip. Fuck me. It's really incredible. So here's all the stuff and all the things. There you go. There it all is. Look at it all. There's all the stuff. And then we got Nicole who told us some more things and stuff. And then we got to this. So we got this new monitor. This thing's ballistic. I'm not going to lie. Very, very impressive. This is a giant iPad on a stand. Let's not cut through the shit. Well, let's cut through the shit. It has 2 stands, and both these stands are worth your entire salary for a year, especially this one with the little extra bit on the right-hand side. So put away your salary for the year, and you might be able to afford one of these stands. I am joking, of course. So there is also a wall mount where you can see here, this is the monitor, and if you use it on the wall mount, you can actually spin the iPad into landscape and portrait if you've got it wall mounted. Like a giant iPad. Fuck me dead. It is literally a giant iPad. If you spin it on its side, it rotates like an iPad. This is a monitor. Are you fucking shitting me? Unbelievable. So you imagine that, what is it, 27 inch or something? It's crazy. That stand is worth $400. $400 for the stand. Wicked. Here's the thing. The monitor has an A13 chip in it. Fuck. It is an iPad. It's an iPad. It's absolutely an iPad. It comes with a 12 megapixel wide camera. So finally, you've got a high quality camera. You've got an iPad camera virtually in your monitor that you can turn on its side if you've got it wall mounted. Cool. Really, you've got a 3-way mic array and these 6 speakers in here, these crazy speakers, which are supposed to be super high definition. They got woofers and tweeters in them, spatial audio built into it. It's virtually an iPad. The monitor actually has 3 USB-C ports and a Thunderbolt port. So again, they're giving us lots of these ports and stuff. So yeah, there's your one Thunderbolt. Groovy. Yeah, it's quite incredible. You can connect it to 3 monitors. So out of the monitor into other monitors. It's out of this. I mean, you could probably essentially get to the point where you have a room with 12 monitors connected to one computer, where you're in a spaceship. So they showed off with their Magic Keyboard and their Magic Touch thing and their mouse, how amazing it would all look together. So here is the screen. So nano texture glass option. It's a 5K Retina. It has the adjustable stand options, quality mics, all this kind of stuff, USB ports, 6 speaker sound system with spatial audio. Really, really impressive stuff. There's no other monitor like this on the market. Let's be honest. It's a fucking giant iPad. Remember that meme that's been around for ages with that giant iPad and there's like an Asian guy touching it? It's like a table iPad. We're getting close to that. So the Mac Studio US, starting at base model of 32 gig unified memory, M1 Max, 512 gig SSD, $2,000 USD. When you think about that, that's really impressive for a computer. iPad Pros cost more than that. So fantastic. Hello, Sean Chandler. Who else have I missed? Gary Hubbs is here. Tremor Bear, we opened with your song today. Is there anyone else I may have missed in my jibber jabber? Because I've got to get off. Talk about this for another 10 minutes and we'll go out with something musical. State of Tate, hello to you. Cool. All right, so $2,000 for the Ultra version. Double it, and you get double the memory, double the unified memory. These are base models, remember. So this is the base, $3,999, $4,000. Look, they're really cool. Let's not fuck around. Can most of us afford one? No. Would I love one? Absolutely. Who wouldn't want one of these? $4,000. What a great range of Macs they have now. Look at these things. Very impressive stuff. You know, let's face it. The Macs are the world's leading computers at the moment for creators. They are fantastic. There's no doubt about it. They're an impressive range. Good, for entry-level stuff. You know, things aren't that expensive. I'm not surprised that they didn't update the Mac Mini and they kept it as it is with the M1 because I think the M1 Mac Mini is doing a really good job at getting people buying a Mac for the first time, just like I did. You know, I have my Mac Mini sitting over here. There it is there. And I love my Mac Mini. It's awesome stuff. It got me into my first Mac, so that's really cool. It runs really well. I've hardly even used it to the max yet, so that's great. Studio display, $1,600 for a gigantic iPad, and that's not including the stand. Remember, stand's like $400, something like that. Crazy stuff. There's the stand, good stuff, and here's the adapter here. So this is the thing that you can attached to your wall, which lets you spin the monitor around, which is ape shit. I got really excited about that. So there you go. Are we at the end? That's the end. That's my slideshow for today. Shall we have a look at Apple and look at some prices? Because this will be fun. Am I in the US? I think, yes, I am in the US. So let's go and look at some Macs, shall we? Here it is, the Studio. Let's order one. Shall we order one? Here we go. So the base model, here's what you get. 32 gig. Look, 32 gig is a lot of fucking unified memory. The cores, 10 core, 24 core, 10 core GPU, 24 core, 10 core CPU, 24 core GPU, 16 core neural engine, half a terabyte of storage, 32 gig unified memory. Pretty good. Pretty cool. $2,000. Incredibly worth it. And look, you could get away with using this and doing what you need to do making music, running Logic. You know, it'd take a bit to max this out with all that memory. So, you know, and that's an M1 Max. As I said, double the price for the Ultra, and you're looking at pretty much double everything, yeah? It is exactly double everything. So from 10 core to 20 core, 24. The storage is a terabyte. But these are base models. So let's max them out, shall we? We'll take the M1 Ultra. Now this is US. So we'll take the Ultra. Let's up it. So if you go to a 64 core, it's an extra $1,000. Nice. Let's add that in. Let's go with 128 gig of RAM. Crazy. 128 gig of RAM. And let's go with 8 terabytes of storage. US $8,000. $8,000. That's a lot of moolah. But put it in perspective. Compared to a Mac Pro, let's have a look at the base model Mac Pro. Can we do that? Mac. Do they even have it on here anymore? Where's the Mac Pro? I don't even know where to find it. There's Mac Air, Mac Pro. No, there's a MacBook Pro. I can't even. There it is, Mac Pro. Let's have a look. Here's our Mac Pro. Now, the thing is too, like, people can say with, this new studio has a lot of power compared to the Mac Pro. Remember, this is the insides of a Mac Pro. And to upgrade video cards, we're talking serious heavy-duty video cards here. You can spec this out to be as good as the gear that they're using at Disney to make Star Wars movies, and that you can max this out to like 80 grand. So remember, these are pretty impressive machines in themselves, but price-wise, God, is there even an option to buy them here? Or do you have to get a quote or something? Oh, here we go, buy. What do we got? So the base model here, yeah, Mac Pro, tower, here we go. These are just the legs. Let's have a look at this. Let's configure a Mac Pro. I think the Mac Pro still is. Yeah, it still is. So you're still looking at Intel chips. That's the difference. That's why these new Macs, these Studio Macs, are massively powerful, because these things still have Intel chips. Can you imagine? And I'm telling you what's going to happen at the WWDC, which will be the next event. They will announce these, because they did say at the end of the event, they said the Mac Pro, but we'll talk about that at a later stage. So the Mac Pro is getting M1s, and I'm telling you, the Mac Pro with an M1 Ultra, yeah, it's going to be off the chain. Look at this. Even here with the Intel chip, 1.5 terabyte, add $25,000. $25,000. And down here, what do we got? Add 2 Radeon Pros, 32 gig cards, $11,000. I mean, these are serious beasts. Plus 8 terabytes, $2,000. So look, ultimately, I think, are they within my price range? Absolutely not. Are they in most people's price range, the new studios? Absolutely not. But if you wanted to have a serious studio and had $4,000, US, clearly, you could have a damn fine studio with this new Studio Mac. Now, for Australian people, double that price. Absolutely double that price. If I go to, just for you guys who don't live in Australia, apple.com.au, this is how bad we have it here. It sucks, man. It sucks. So if we go to the Macs, these are the Australian prices. So the base models are double the price. So there you go. Look at that. $3,000 for the base model and $6,000 for the Ultra. And then if you max everything out, our dollar is worth absolute dog shit. So if we add the neural engine, the 64 core, we add the 128, and we add the 8 terabyte, $12,000 Australian. Looks like I won't be getting one of these. Womp, 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 womp. Damn. All right. There you go. That's my quick wrap up. So we had a whole lot of computer generated people showing us a whole bunch of stuff that we can't afford. That ultimately is sick, awesome technology. This shit's great. We live in a day and age where I think we overlook just how fantastic some of this stuff is. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Is it affordable? Absolutely not for most common people. But, hey, we can all dream. But I think too, even if you wanted to spend the $2,000 on the base model, it's still going to be a really powerful machine. US, that is. So cool stuff. What I want to go out with today is let's have a look at the app that we're going to look at tomorrow. So Pete Johns is up next, folks, in about 9 minutes time. And he's going to do a much more serious look at this stuff because I'm just a dickhead having a bit of fun. So I hope you had a bit of fun. I had a few laughs at how ridiculous these events are. And I hope you don't get too caught up in the whole craziness of this shit because it's just technology. You know what? Use the stuff that you've already got. Don't get too excited. You don't need the best. You don't need the latest. You know, what you have right now is adequate. And the most important thing is that you have passion for what you're making. Passion is the most important thing. That you believe in yourself and you are keen to make as much stuff as you can and you support other people who are making music. And what you make, you give your very best because none of these new things are going to make your stuff better. Yeah, they may make it a little bit easier, but it's all about you, your heart, your soul, your passion that you put into this stuff. The rest of it's all just fluff, yeah? So let's have a quick look at tomorrow's app that we're looking at. Now, this thing is sick. We'll load up something interesting to show you. I'll show you a couple of things, actually. So let's load this up. We'll load up Pure Synth. Boom. Oh, man, there we go. So Pure Synth is loaded. Let's grab a choir in here. Turn on my keyboard. Let's just grab a nice choir sound. And what do we got? You're going to love this app tomorrow. It's really fantastic. We'll grab this Gregorian chant. What a beautiful sound. And what else we'll do, we'll start another track here quickly. And we'll throw in a vocal channel just for some fun. And this app that we're looking at tomorrow is by Igor Vasali. I'm going to screw his name up. Vasali, let's just say that. Anyway, it's too early. I've had too many coffees, guys. Sorry, Igor. This is called Space Field. And trust me, guys, this thing is sick. So, we'll turn that off. We'll add this in here. Space Field. This has just dropped today as well, this app. Space Fields. Now, what's cool? It's already going, man. It's crazy. Right, so what this does is it has two loopers running in it, yeah? And what it does is it takes the sound and then it processes it and it creates this amazing looping. Right, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold down a few chords here. I've got it set to auto, and you'll notice down here, right down here, you'll see a little timer. As long as I'm playing notes, it'll be recording what I'm playing into it. Check this out. Now I'm going to stop and let it do its thing. This thing is sick. I love this fucking app. Let's grab a microphone. And we'll add some vocals to this. to kill the mic. So now, this is just the vocal track running. And now we'll add in the synth. And I don't have to touch anything. I did this last night and walked away and left it for 45 minutes and it just kept generating all these amazing sounds. This app is fucking nuts. Let's find another preset quickly here. This electromagnetic disruptor. And let's play something else. So this is what I just played then. And the vocal's still going. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to be looking at this. We're going to make some crazy shit with it tomorrow. Oh man. To me, this is what I listen to when I'm doing work. Pete listens to like mellow kind of jazzy stuff. I listen to this kind of stuff. To me, this kind of reminds me of the sounds you hear when they mic up Jupiter, when you hear what the sounds of like planets sound like, which makes sense because this is called space fields. And I'm not touching anything. This is just generating itself. It's incredible. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. And hello, Gregory Sullivan. I missed you. Mark EFX, hello. And we'll see you tomorrow on the show. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we all rise together. And let's all hope that we win the lotto so we can afford the stand for the new monitor from Apple. See you later, guys.
Stunning. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. 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 Stunning, 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 stunning.